Welcome everyone. Today I have a build update for a Raging Spirit Summoner. Now looking behind me, we have updated our damage by another 100% at least. And what I want to show you guys is, I have added more mobility skills to allow you to teleport one-shot enemies on low life and also restore health like this with lightning teleport. There's actually quite a few changes that will greatly enhance your damage, and I'll go through some of the insanely good gears you can be getting for this new setup. I have changed the gem links a little bit, and you can see now I have 10 skeleton arsonists doing incredible amount of damage. I'm currently in Act 4 and everything pretty much melts in front of me. I have tons of survivability, resistance, chance to block, and best of all is, well, we just one-shot everything. And you're super tank, you're burning everything, and now you have more mobility, more survivability, and definitely more damage. Now for those of you that is not aware of this build, what we're doing now is we're summoning firewalls, which now give us 8 flame spirit or raging spirits. So one firewall is enough. We're debuffing enemies with flame ability to increase their fire damage taken. We're burning them. We're empowering our skeleton arsonists as they shoot projectiles through the firewall, dealing massive fire damage. And now this build has even more survivability, tons of damage, and we're also auto-exploding the fire spirits through the skeleton arsonist explosion. So yes, it is pretty fun. And of course, you guys might be wondering, how do we fare against bosses? Well, the build is incredibly good against bosses. Over here, I couldn't get the flammability buff on the boss for the first few seconds, and the boss is already melting. And once I got the debuff on, the boss is melting within 10 seconds, and the build is extremely tanky against the boss. And looking over here, the boss is gone. That's how good the build is. So yes, I'm pretty excited to share the latest update with you guys for this summoner build, which now we have tons of more damage. So coming over to my character, and let me go through the skills with you guys. I have changed some of the skills. I have taken away Unearth, and also my staff does not have so many skeleton warriors, which is a little sad, but can't be helped. This is a really good staff. And yes, I'll go through all the gears with you guys after going through the skill links. So we have Raise Shield coming from the shield. It is really survivable, really good for survivability. Now my Infernal Health now have 3 links. So what I'm doing with my Infernal Health is Mid Shield, meaning instability, and also internal flames to do even more damage. And what you can see here is, even though I have Unearth socketed over here, I'm not using Unearth on my skill bar, and we're not using Unearth the spell, because there's just too many things for me to cast, and we're doing physical damage, not fire damage. So in terms of my Raging Spirit, I still have 2 sockets at the moment. It is level 17 because I have +6 to all minion skills, but it is not enough for the next socket. Once I get the next socket, I'll update to you guys. The Raging Spirit has changed a little bit, so we're going with Fire Infusion, which increases our fire damage, and over here we're doing with Feeding Frenzy. We used to have the Martial, I think the attack speed one, but I do believe Feeding Frenzy will give us even higher damage. And the best thing is, the more damage we take, the easier it is for the skeleton arsonist to explode the Raging Spirit. Now over here, we have the skeleton arsonist. We're still going with the increased radius of area effect to get more splash damage, and also with scatter shot. So in case you guys are not aware, you want your minions to be low on low life, and here minions under 883 life will be exploded by this particular skill. And this particular skill, the active skills will deal quite a bit of damage as we explode the Raging Spirit. Now in terms of Flame Wall, nothing has changed. We're still going with Arcane Tempo for more casting speed, and also making Flame Wall a circle over here. And of course, I have added a new skill, and you might have seen in the replays, we can teleport and also curl enemies. So curling means that you can one-shot low life enemies, and when they are below a certain threshold, especially for rare and also unique monsters, you're pretty much one-shotting them at the final 10 or 5% HP. This is great for bosses and also elites if you're having trouble. At the same time, you also have abilities to gain life after killing the enemy. So this is both a utility, survivability, and also damage bonus against enemies with low life. I haven't really did any supporting gems for Pain Offering because most of the time things dies too fast before I get to use Pain Offering. And finally, for flammability, I have added persistence to increase duration, and also we have the lower cost. Because the mana cost is a problem for this build, and if I'm spamming curses, I may be out of mana. So now we have increased duration and also less cost by 40%, which is really good. Now coming over to the skill passives, I have ascended my second ascension with the trials, and yes, I'm taking damage as fire now and also taking damage as chaos. So as you're gonna see my gears, I'll be stacking more fire damage resistance. And after this, of course, we're gonna go with maximum spirit. Where are we? Okay, it's over here. So after this, my third ascension, I will reduce life to gain even higher maximum spirit for more summons. Now the general direction of the skill tree hasn't really changed. I'm going here for minion damage, coming over here for minion health, and also revive, and also more speed. Additional regeneration is really good for the minions, and over here I have went for all resistance and also faster revive. And over here I have finally unlocked less reservation, and this is one of the reasons you can see 10 skeleton arsonists doing tremendous damage. And I am planning to path over here for more area of effect and also weather on hit. So in case you guys are wondering, weather on hit will allow them to take additional damage, but what we really want is the area of effect to do even higher AoE damage with skeleton arsonist. Now coming over to my gears, you might have noticed I have really good gears. You might be wondering, Matt, how are you doing this? Are you cheating? Are your friends helping you? How are you doing this? So what I want to show you is there is a previous video that actually revealed my secrets. I discovered this yesterday or last night for me, and notice here I was buying items with Exalted Orb, with Chaos Orb, and that was an expensive buy. Now the items are much cheaper. Around 1 Exalt Orb or 2 Exalt Orb, you can get all minions +2 and also some additional bonus stats. So yes, you can be acquiring all of those items if you watch the other video, and those only cost me 1 to 2 Exalted Orb. Oh, a little higher on this one because I was a little rushed. So I got all minions +6 together with increased maximum spirit on the weapon, and here you can see all minions +2 on the helmet, and any resistance will be good. Over here, the amulet can also roll +2 all minions. So all of a sudden, guys, my damage is skyrocketing. Everything's melting with level 7, level 17 skeleton arsonist, and all my other skills are really high level as well, doing way more damage. Now in terms of the other major piece of gears, I would recommend going for this chest. Now this item took me the longest to farm because this actually costs around 10 exalt. And I have been trying to sell everything. And after this video, I'll be working on a video to teach you guys how I made over 20 and also 30 exalt last night just by trading a little bit, and also some hidden tricks which you should know how I was managed to buy those items. So stay tuned for the next trading video. Now this item is also socketed with 2 of the so-called gems, which gives me a lot of resistance. So let me show you guys my resistance. I have over 50% all resist for everything, and I am a little short on chaos, but I'm super tanky and way more resilient. Now as we keep going, I haven't changed the reins, they're still the same, and the belt is not that great as well, just a random belt I found. In terms of the shield, we still use the old shield simply because if I take this shield off, everything is ruined. So if I take the shield off, I can't use anything. But then if I kind of replace everything, this shield gives me the stats I needed, so I can't take the shield off for now. And also blocking while moving is actually not bad, but it is not a game changer. In terms of the gloves, we're going with more resistance, more life, and also any attribute, dexterity, intelligence is also good. For the boots, you do want increased movement speed by at least 15 or 20%. Any resistance, any life, or any intelligence is also really good. Make sure you guys also get upgraded potions with more charges and also more restores. Now because we have changed into the additional damage taking as fire, so what you do want for your probably only charm is to get fire resistance, and this will be really good for our build. Now briefly going through the skill rotations for this build, and I'll show you guys a demonstration at the end of the video to see how it fights. Well, it is very simple. You just have to cover 1 or 2 firewalls. Each firewall will now summon 8 Raging Spirit for me, and it is incredible. Everything melts. Now do keep in mind, notice over here, I ran too fast and my 10 skeleton arsonist was killed because I ran too fast. You don't want to run too fast, otherwise your minions will disappear, and then it takes a lot of time for them to be resummoned. So you do have a window of weakness. So notice here I lost health because I ran too fast, there's no more minions. In terms of our new skill with the lightning teleportation, what you're looking for is, you're looking for enemies with low life, and then casting the debuff onto enemies will allow you to teleport to them, restoring life and also one-shotting them with low life. So this is really good. Now in terms of the skill rotations, nothing major. You're simply casting Firewall and that's it, or Flame Wall. You don't have to do anything else. I'm not casting curses, I'm not even casting my Pen Offering, not casting Teleportation because everything's getting one shot anyways. So the only skill you're casting is basically Flame Wall. And also pop some mana potions or health potions if you need it. So this is so simplified, just cast one spell and everything dies. Now briefly going over the boss fight mechanics and the rotations. Well, there isn't that much mechanics. You want to summon your Flame Walls before the boss fight or even during it. Once you summon the Flame Walls, you want to cast Flame ability onto the boss, under the feet. Sometimes the boss will move, sometimes I just don't cast fast enough because I'm casting all that readiness spells. So finally I got a debuff on the boss and you get to see how fast the boss melts. During this time you do want to cast Pen Offering, but the boss was dying so fast I actually didn't get to cast Pen Offering and it just died. And you do want to spam a few of the Flame Walls and also casting the manual detonation of your Flame Spirit. So if I move myself over here a little bit, you can see the manual detonation over here is a command explosive demise. This will cost some mana, but as you explode the Flame Spirit, you deal even more AoE damage and also fire damage. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this build upgrade. I am loving it. The damage went skyrocketing, so much survivability. Now I can even teleport and just great in overall for this build. I'm loving the summoners. So what I'm going to be doing is I am slowly looking for ways to get higher skill ranks to get socketing for the next socket. So stay tuned for the future videos because I will be upgrading for the 3rd, the 4th and also 5th socket for each of the skills. And I am planning to path differently a bit on my skill tree and also min and max a little bit because I hear the content gets harder in Act 5 and also Act 6. And I'll be making more guides like the trading guide to teach you guys how to make currencies while you play the game. You don't even have to do anything. You're making free currencies, and that's how I got this chest in about 3 to 4 hours, just playing the game and trading with other players. Oh look, someone's buying that. See, you see, I am trading items, and basically I'm listing a lot of items for sale, and let me just trade this one to show you guys. So this is what I mean by trading. So notice here I have item for sale, and because I can notice the player is actually not in the 3rd act, I'm actually going to teleport to him to trade the item. I'm such a nice seller, right? Of course they can't get to me, so in order to sell I have to go to them. And basically I am making one exalt at a time and stacking all the exalt for my future upgrades. And there we go, all of a sudden I have 5 exalt again after spending 10 exalt on this chest. And of course guys, the detailed trading guide will be made today, so stay tuned for that one to make tons of free currency.
Build! You're all dead anyway. You will fall before us. Pain sharpens the mind. Somehow, I've been cheated out of it.
Now before we finish, if you guys haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so because I'll be looking into the latest Path of Exile 2 news on different communities and also on our official forum, official webpage. I'll also be looking into the best build for each of the class as the meta develops with the Chinese and also the English community. So stay tuned for the latest update and also guides for Path of Exile 2. And of course, this is gonna be a big month for us. And I'll try to bring you guys all of the latest content and also guides for Path of Exile 2 to come.